Hi everyone, it's Jackie and we're going to try another journal with me today. And I don't know if you saw Nick the Booksmith's latest video. She was doing a similar craft with me, I think she calls it. I can't remember exactly what she calls it, but it was a craft with me, and she was making a brag book. She called it a Polaroid brag book, and it's worth having a look at. It's very funny and very helpful and a fun make. And she used found relatives for her video, and as she was doing it, it reminded me that I'd got these photographs of my mum when she was a little girl. One of the photographs, Nick, I can't remember what she named her as now, but it was the little girl with there was a little girl and she had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was horrid. And it reminded me of these two photographs where this is my mom looking good. And that's how she looks to this day. She was about 6 years old in these photographs, although they weren't taken on the same day, and she's 86 now. So these, although these are copies, the originals were taken 80 years ago. And obviously in this one she's looking a little more like the very bad child. I don't think she wanted that photograph taken. Anyway, I also reminded me that I'd got this Polaroid die cut. So my original idea was to print these off and do some kind of Polaroid junk journal or junk journal with me memory page. So that's what I was going to do. So I went, I probably ought to show you this, the finishing off of this one as well. So there's a little bit of journaling on this page. I couldn't quite fit it in, so I took it up the side here as well, and I'm quite happy with that. And there's a bit on the back of the tag. So we have got, I think, another pretty page there. I did tell you before that I don't necessarily go through the journal front to back. So I was looking at this and I was looking at pages and I came to this one. And this is how, for me, this is how junk journaling works. So I looked at this and I thought, oh, that looks really pretty there. My mum likes roses. I like the way that looks on there. I like the simplicity of it. I like that I've got some lined paper here which I can write on. My mum's not been very well, and I'd quite like to do a bit of private writing about all of that. So my immediate change of plan is I may still use this photograph, but if I do, I will do it smaller. So I'm just going to use this photograph initially anyway, and I'm going to think about the two pages together. So I'm going to cut this down just a little bit using this mini guillotine, which is great, and that's going to go on there as a very simple page, but I am going to dress this up a little bit. I'm just going to just take off the whiteness of the edges. I showed you this before, and I do this a lot when I'm putting anything really into my journal. It does seem to make a difference. And I want to dress this up with some papers. So I've chosen two bits of paper just out of my stash that match these colours, and I'm going to I'm going to layer those up. Probably because we've got lace and a doily, I'm probably going to put a doily under here. So I'm going to think about that and do something along those lines, so that we've got a pretty page on this side. And then on this side I'm going to put some colour on here to match this, so that I can have something nice to write over. and I thought we'd actually do this page first. I have extended the time on my recording. The quality may not be quite so good, but I think I've now got 15 minutes, which is a little bit more reasonable. Sorry, I'm just checking that I am in shot. Hopefully if I work on this little bit here, I am in shot. And I'm going to do a bit of inking. I call it splodging, and it's a technique I've seen other people do with distress inks and acetate. This will wrinkle the page, but I'm not, as I said before, I'm not too worried about this. This is just acetate that you would use in a printer, and I'm just putting a little bit of ink down on it. I want plenty of the pale, but I don't want to contaminate too much my lighter ink pad. So that's some ink on the acetate, and I'm just going to put a little bit of water on there just to activate it, and then we're going to do this, and we're just going to smooch that around a little bit on that page. So we get a bit of colour that looks like that. I'm just plugging my heat gun in because I want to dry this off. It's really old thin paper, so it's definitely sort of soaked through and made it quite wet. But when we come to do something on this side, I can just glue pictures or paper over that quite easily. This is nearly dry. You can see it's a bit crinkled, but I think we'll be all right. I hope you could hear me then. I said I think we will be all right with that. And now I want to put something in this top corner, and I thought I would use a stencil and bring this down from the top here. So I'm just going to roughly fix that, and then I need a pad for this because I'm going to use the pink. I'm going to use the pink distress ink, the lighter one, I hope. And I may end up using the stronger one. Let me just get the pad that I need. It's actually an oblong one, not the round one. I think I prefer the round ones these days, but these were the original ones we had. So let's have a go at this. This may be a little bit faint. Okay, I think that's too faint, so I'm going to try and find the picked raspberry one. This is a round one, so let's go with this. Don't really mind if I go onto this one, but initially I was thinking I'd just do this one spray and see how that looked. go a bit harder on that. Oops. Now I've moved it, let's see if we can line it up again. Pretty good. Because I'm doing it over ink that I've already put down, it does need to be, I guess, done a little more firmly. And I think this might be a bit off now, but I think it'll still look okay. There we go. It's actually quite bright, isn't it? I'm not sure I wanted it quite as bright as that, but it does tone in, and I think writing over this, and maybe we'll put a smaller version of these pictures down here or in an envelope or something along those lines. Okay, so I go at putting this photograph on here, and I think so. We've just got to decide which. Do we want it like that? And then our doily. I think it would look better the other way around. So I'm going to pop this on here. Let's find some tape. And you can see, I think, where I'm going with this now. So I shall finish recording shortly, and this will be is this number 3, part A, and then we'll do a part B to show you how I finish off. Even 15 minutes goes quickly when we're doing these types of pages, and to be honest, I would probably spend an hour or so. I just laid that down a bit wrong. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, so I need a bit more tape in that corner. This is very sticky tape. And you can see I was trying to use that that corner that had the butterflies punched out of it. And now I'm thinking that punched butterflies would look quite nice on this page as well. So we may see a few of those. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to cut this out. And then do something similar with this red one. Put the doily underneath, and that's going to look pretty nice on there. So bear with me, I'll be back shortly and we'll carry on.